Hello everyone! Projects are one of the most important part of our coding journey. Whether you are a fresher and you want to get placed, or you are experienced and you want to explore your domain a bit more, projects play a vital role. Java being one of the most highly demanded language in the IT industry, every wannabe developers want to create some or the other projects in Java so that they have enough knowledge of its working and functionalities. Keeping these facts in mind, we at Great Learning thought why not we just help you with a list of some awesome projects in Java which you can create to add it in your resume or to just increase your knowledge and explore. Here are some of the top projects categorized as beginner, intermediate and advanced. So without wasting much time, let's begin with this video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing. So make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on the video, any queries or suggestions, and I will respond to your comments. Now, considering the fact that a variety of students are watching this video, that means you guys are beginner or an experienced person. We have categorized this particular video into three sections, which is beginner level projects, intermediate level projects, and advanced level projects. Now, it's just not that if you're a beginner, you can't do advanced level projects. But yes, if you're a beginner, first do complete the beginner level projects and intermediate and then move to advanced level projects. So let's get started with the very first one, which is beginner level projects. And let's see what is the first project which you can work upon. So the very first project, which is called as ATM machine, is a very simple and easy project which you can do using Java. Now here, what basically we have to do, let's understand. So the problem statement of ATM machine says that you have to design an automated teller machine. Now, how do you do that? Because using Java programming language, we just know that we can use conditional statements, looping, switch case, and all those basic concepts, right? So how are we going to create this ATM machine? Now, the features inside this particular project will be storing of username and password. That means every particular individual will have its own username and password, and every particular user will have its own account creation where user can store money, withdraw money, deposit money. They can see the earlier transactions and they can also calculate interest. So this is what this particular project will do. Now, which all skills do we need to create this? Now, this is not a very big project. You can just do it simply with the knowledge of core Java concepts, a use of Eclipse IDE or any IDE, whichever you like, and then understanding of control statements, conditional statements, looping constructs, and basic understanding of inheritance, which is under OOPS concept. And once you know all these things, you will be able to create this particular project. Now moving to the next project which we have is music player app. So let's understand how to create this. Now most of you must be using Spotify or Gaana.com or such kind of applications where you can choose which particular song you want to play, or you can also move to the next songs or move to the previous songs whenever you require, right? So you have to also do the same thing here. You have to create an application using which you can move to the next songs, or you can move to the previous songs, or you can repeat your current playing songs as well. So it's a simple classic MP3 player which has features like playing selected MP3 music files, pausing the music, resuming the music, and stopping the music. Also, it will be having options for all of the things which we have said earlier. So this was the problem statement, and again this is very easy to create. The skills which you need here is core Java programming, the OOPS concept knowledge, understanding of conditional statements and looping constructs, because you will have a lot of options and user has to choose from those list of options that what he want the music player app to do. So you should have the knowledge of these basic concepts. And yes, of course, switch case constructs and collection framework. So these are all the skills which you should have to create this particular music player app. Let's move to the next project, which is digital clock. Now this is a very famous project because this particular project can be created in any particular language. So let's see how you can do it using Java and what are the skills do you require to complete this. So the problem statement, as the name suggests, that you have to create a digital clock. Now this application shows the current system's time. That means in your system, what is the current time, date and time, both the things will be shown. And the skills required for this is swing and AWT. Now here comes the challenging part. Till now, we were doing the projects which were having only core Java concepts or the knowledge of looping or conditional statements. But now we are coming into swing and AWT. Here is the project where you will be learning something else and you'll be jumping out of the box. So you'll be learning about swing and AWT and you will be doing it in a project which is digital clock. So you'll be using user-defined functions for date and to show the time, and also you'll be using basic conditional statements to work with this particular project. Let's move to the next project, which is digital calculator. Now quite similar to digital clock, here also we will use the same thing. So whenever you do a digital clock project, digital calculator is also mandatory. Why? Because you have the same concept, it's just that you need to do the logic of calculation here. So here the problem statement is that whatever expression you are giving, your calculator should calculate it no matter how much long is it. So you have to create a digital calculator in this project. Let's understand what all skills do we have to do this project. So we should know swing and AWT. As I already told you that whatever you're doing in digital clock, you have to do and use the same things to create a digital calculator. These two projects are the most easiest one. And also when you're doing these projects, you'll be able to understand deeply what is swing and AWT. And also you'll be using switch case constructs and collection API, and you'll be done with this project. Moving to the next project, which is text editor. So you will be creating a text editor just like Notepad, where you will have some file menus and other things, and you'll be able to do following things. You can save, open, print, and open a new file, which you can edit. You can cut, copy, and paste whatever text you will select. These all things will be done. And yes, if you're thinking that you're creating a Notepad, yes, you are correct. The skills required for this will be swing, obviously AWT, but here we'll be using some more new things. Now you will be using applet. So you have to learn what is applet and how to create such kind of standalone applications. JText area, JMenu bar, JMenu, there are so many other things which you'll be using in this project and you'll be learning a lot about it. Event listeners and input output file handling, because you are actually playing with files. So you have to know how to read a file, how to write a file, and how to open and delete a file. So these are the things which you should be knowing when you are doing this particular project. Now we have completed 5 projects which we have told you to do as a beginner. So if you're starting with your core Java programming concepts and you're done with collection framework, then get started with these 5 projects, because these 5 projects are most amazing ones and you can do it very easily with an extra knowledge of swing, AWT, and applet. Let's move to the intermediate level projects and let's see what all things we have covered here. So the very first project which is inside intermediate level projects, we have sign up form. Now you must be thinking that it should be very easy to create, right? Because you have done digital clock, digital calculator, and a lot of projects. Then this project should be much easier. But here is the thing, in the skill you have to learn a lot of new things when you are creating these projects. So let's understand what are those. Now problem statement says that you have to create a sign up form just like a normal registration form with all the necessary requirements like text boxes or some information, some buttons, etc. You can cut, copy, and paste whatever you select. Okay, the next one is the skills. So you will have to know about Java servlets and Java server pages. Now what are these? So basically sign up form is used to send the data which you have written to the backend, right? Now we need servlets because we need to get the request and post the request. We have to pass the data, whatever you have given, to our backend, to the server. So we need to have knowledge of servlets and Java server pages, and also about the servers, which includes Apache Tomcat. Knowledge of HTML, CSS is really important here because you don't want your sign up form to just look like simply a normal web page. You want to make it attractive and you want to make it designed very, very effectively. So you need to have a little bit of knowledge in HTML and CSS as well. But yes, here you are again learning a new concept which is about servlets and servers. Let's move to the next project, which is on library management system. Now, as a beginner, you must be knowing that library management system is one of the project which is highly in demand and everybody does it, right? So this comes in second number. Let's understand what you will be doing here. So library management system problem statement is really very defined already. So in every college and in every institutions or universities, you have library, right? Where a person or a student can take a book and can issue a book, and then he has to return after 15 or 20 days, whatever time limit has given to them. Now, this particular information should be recorded in the system. So, library management system maintains that information. It is used to keep a record of books present in the library. System will consist of information regarding books, which a student has taken which book, on which date, and when he has to return the same. So, what all things you will be using here? See, you have to create an entry, you have to read the data, you have to always update the data, and once your book is returned, you can delete the data, or whenever you require, you can delete the data, right? So here we have to use the CRUD operation, we have to do advanced search technique, and also we have to perform an action of book issuing. So these are the things which you have to do in this project. It's a lot, but don't worry. The skills which you require is really very easy to do this project. So you need the knowledge of core Java concepts, which you, I think, must be already having as a beginner, and you should know about serialization. Also, you will be using array list or linked list and hashing in these projects. So you should have an information about Java Collections API and also a very vast knowledge about all the OOPS concepts such as inheritance, polymorphism. So you'll be using these all skills to do this project and you'll be done. Let's move to the next project, which is electricity billing system. Now, every system projects which you can see, like library management system, electricity billing system, these all require some database, right? Library management system also requires some database, but don't use database there at that time. You can use database in other projects as well. So use it there. Coming to electricity billing system, what you can do is your problem statement will be a web-based project that provides an online platform for users to pay electricity bills. Right now in this era, what do? We have all things online, right? So electricity bill also comes in our mobile and we pay it directly. The same thing you have to also maintain. Now you have to calculate according to the power watts used by the user. You have to calculate the bill and you have to send it to the user. So system automates billing system and calculates the amount of money to be paid according to the units consumed in a specific duration of time, maybe 1 month or 2 months. The consumer will just feed the meter readings into the system and software will generate the bill. So this is particular project which you have to do. Now, this problem statement is not at all matching with library management system, right? That is why I have included this here. So what are the skills you should have? Core Java concepts, obviously, then swing knowledge you should have, MySQL database, because here we have to store the information of users. So we'll be using MySQL database. And then Tomcat server knowledge also is required because you'll be passing some of the data to the server and requesting also. So once you know these things, you can start creating this project and you'll be done. Let's move to the next one, which is breakout ball game. Why have I kept it in fourth? Because it's a little bit tedious to do this project and you need a lot of patience and a lot of time to do this project. So let's understand what is this. Breakout ball game, you all must be knowing what is this kind of game, where we have a particular layer of brick lines to the top third of the screen and the goal is to destroy them all. So we have a particular bar down and we have a ball. So using the bar, we actually hit the ball to all the bricks, and the ball, whenever touches any of the bricks, those bricks are broken. So this is what is the main game which we have to create. Now you must be surprised that Java is also used to create games, right? So yeah, you can create games. You can create a snake game, you can create tic-tac-toe game, you can create these kind of arcade game using Java. But yes, it is not always important to do it using Java, because Java codes can become larger when you are doing this kind of games, and longer codes are not an efficient coding technique when you talk about any programming language. So we can use C and C sharp, but yeah, you can also create games using Java. So try to do this project and explore your gaming knowledge in this particular project. So you have to develop a Java GUI application, which is graphical user interface application, to implement the breakout ball game. Why is it called as GUI application? Because here the main motto is obviously the logic, but also the design of the game should be very proper, because if the design is not there, then you won't be able to play the game. So here the main motto is to create a great GUI. A layer of brick lines the top third of the screen, and the goal is to destroy them all. A ball moves straight around the screen, bouncing off the top and two sides of the screen. When a brick is hit, the ball bounces back and the brick is destroyed. The player loses a turn when the ball touches the bottom of the screen. And also you can move your particular horizontal bar here and there so that you can control the ball movement. So this is what is the breakout ball game. Let's understand what are the skills we require to do this application. Obviously we need Swing and AWT because we are actually creating a GUI application. So we need to have information about Swing and AWT. With that, we should also have the information about JPanel and JFrame, because you're creating a game. So you have to create a frame inside which this game will be played. So you have to use all the attributes and all the event listeners, which is inside these two things. Once you know these things, you will be able to create a breakout ball game. Now you can understand from where we started the projects and how is it going, right? So from beginner to intermediate, and also in while we will see the advanced projects as well. Let's move to the fifth intermediate project, which is a quiz application. Quite easy, but yes, here also you need to learn some more new things. So let's understand what is the problem statement for this project. An MCQ based quiz application, really very easy. Some questions will come, some options will come, and the user has to select the correct answer. It contains a set of curated questions and its answers. It checks for the correctness of the answer given by the user. So yes, once all the MCQs will be completed, your result will be shown. So your logic should be written like it should check the correctness of the answers also. It navigates through the questions and displays the result at the end. Student data will be stored, manipulated, and the results can be fetched. So let's see what are the skills do we require to do this project. Core Java, Java Swing and AWT for the GUI, Java applet, and then to store the students' information and result, we need to have database. We will use MySQL. Now, here we can also use Firebase for authentication and data hiding. If you don't want to use Firebase, it's totally okay. But as I have written this particular projects in a way that you explore and get an idea of new things, that's why this quiz application is in the fifth number of intermediate, because I have added Firebase here. So you'll be exploring Firebase, you'll be knowing about what is Firebase and how to use it in a project. That's all about intermediate. Let's move to the advanced level projects and let's see what all 5 projects I have included here. Okay, so let's see the very first project which is inside advanced level projects. The very first one is airline reservation system. Now, the time when I say airline reservation system, you will be understanding why I have included it inside advanced projects. You will be already done with all the other 10 projects and you will have an idea about many of the things which are server, servlets, applet, Swing, AWT, and core Java concepts, obviously with collection framework. So in airline reservation system, what happens? To ease and automate the registration process of airline system, if a user is coming and booking a flight, that's what you need to store, and you need to give users the information as well. So system will also provide information like passenger information, criminal records, list of all passengers. Software consists of 4 key modules, which is user registration, login, reservation, and cancellation. The project includes online transaction, fares, inventory, and e-ticket operations. So there are a lot of things which you'll be doing here, not like library management system. This is something which is really big. You have a lot of things where you have to click and the user has to go there and do something, right? So it's a process. You can't ignore any of the process here. So let's see what all skills is required to do this. You should have a knowledge of core Java, Swing and AWT you already know, applet you already know, and database also you have worked upon. So this will be a little bit easy in skill side, but yes, to do this project it takes a lot of time. Many people completes it in 70 to 80 hours, but many people also takes 1 month to do this. So it's upon you how you do it, but yes, this comes in advanced projects as well. The second one is the chatting application, and you guys must be knowing that in every website nowadays you have a help feature where you can actually chat with the bot or chat with a human, right? And very good example of this are many websites, but also many messengers and WhatsApp, correct? So you have to create a particular chatting application. And when you talk about a chatting application, it's not only one system which is there. You have multiple systems connected together, right? So here is one of the concepts which you have to learn a bit new. Let's see what is that. So client and server communication through chat should happen. Instead of basic request based communication, this application will need to communicate through sockets. And yes, sockets is something which you have to learn something new here, because sockets will be used for networking, TCP/IP protocols and all, so that your communication can be built. The server and clients can run on different computers in the same network, and you can also have multiple clients connected to a server so that they can chat to each other, just like a chat group, correct? So you need a new skill here, which is nothing but socket. So with the knowledge of core Java and network based libraries, you have to have information of socket as well. File handling and exception handling comes under core Java. So obviously you'll be using these concepts as well in chatting application. Let's move to the next project and let's understand what is that. The third one is customer relationship manager. Let's understand what is this. Now this is quite a easy project, which is customer relationship manager. As the name suggests, you have to just build a relationship with customer by adding new customers in your system, in your software, editing their information and deleting them when needed. Now this CRM can be for any particular organization, university, institution, or any software company as well. So this CRM is useful for any such companies or any such institutions, right? Fetching already recorded customer details whenever required. So these are some problem statements which is there for CRM. And to create this, what all skills you require is Spring Framework, Hibernate, HTML and CSS for the design part, and then JDBC, CRUD, MVC, and MySQL. Now, why have I included it in the third number? Because this is also a little bit tedious and a difficult one. Now, it seems to not be a difficult one because it's not having anything. You have to just have customer information and you have to just store them. You have to edit whenever needed. But this is not it. CRM is such a project which is used by any and every organization and company, as I said. So this CRM project should be very well defined with all the included things. You can't just use core Java and Swing AWT concepts to create this. You have to use several other things to do this. As I have said, Spring Framework, Hibernate, HTML and CSS, JDBC for database connectivity, CRUD for the CRUD operations, MVC model, and then MySQL. So there are a lot of things which you have to use here. So don't try to build CRM in a very simple way. There are a lot of resources where you can see that CRM is built in a very simple way. Don't do that. You can create CRM in a much high-tech way, and that is this way, right? So do this and let's move to our next project, which is supply chain management system. Again, this is also one of the most difficult project. It will take a lot of time to create this. Let's see what all skills or what is the problem statement for this. So it refers to the management of businesses interconnected over network, handling storage and movement of raw materials here and there, inventory and transporting finished goods from source to final destination. So this is the main problem statement. But yes, many of the students do not try to do this project because it's not that interesting. All the other projects are much more interesting and amazing because you'll be able to do that. Will have the keen to do that project. But here, this is not the fact. That is why I've kept it in fourth number. Many less people do this project. Using this application, a company can directly communicate with its clients, obtain the product requirements, manufacture the product to fit those requirements, and finally ship off to the client. So there are processes which you have to cover, and those processes has to be filled. So what all things you need here? You need to have servlet and JSP information, JDBC knowledge, HTML and CSS for the UI, and MS Access also. So these are the new things which you need. MS Access is something which is extra here. So yes, you will be able to learn about that as well. You'll be able to use that particular thing here in this project. Now we are coming into the last one, which is the last project of advanced projects. This is a Sudoku game. Now thinking about Sudoku is already so difficult, right? Because it's such a game which is designed in a very statistical manner. That means all the numbers will be random, and all the things which you are doing where you are putting the numbers, where you are actually solving a mathematical puzzle, right? Now this is something which needs a lot of logic to create. Now let's understand what is the problem statement. Building a Sudoku game. Now here we'll be using a very new feature which is Java FX, generating a new game from a solution, keeping track of user input, checking user input against generated solution, keeping track of selected number are some of the functions. If you know Sudoku game, you will be knowing about all these features, and you just have to jot down what all things you require in your Sudoku game. Ability to check for errors and giving hints. This also you can add. It's not necessary, but yes, you can add to give hints. That means once the user will be able to click on hints, he will be getting hints in the Sudoku game that what are you missing or which number will come where, right? So you can use their UI where you'll be able to color those blocks. Let's understand what are the skills you require. So obviously a very good knowledge about Java FX and all the event listeners of it, MVC model, collection API, and obviously the core Java concepts. So these are the things which you need to create a Sudoku game. And please don't do this or don't try to create this game before creating any other applications. Please create at least 5 to 8 projects before jumping into the Sudoku game, because this requires a lot of knowledge and a lot of knowledge about Java FX. So please create some projects beforehand and then move to Sudoku. Let's move to the list of some of the other projects which I have created and was not able to put it inside the beginner, intermediate or advanced, because these projects are some of the projects which you can do, but yes, these are not that important. You can do the 15 projects which we have discussed, but yes, you can, if you have time, if you want to explore more, you can try these also. We have currency converter where you will be able to convert the currencies from one country currency to another. Number guessing game, snake game, payroll system. All these systems are basically the same thing. How you will create the airline reservation system and library management system. The same way, the same concept you have to use in payroll, employee management, university management, and hotel management. Then we have the smart city project and food ordering system. Also, please understand that these projects are in order. That means currency converter, number guessing, and snake game are in the beginner level. Payroll, employee, university, and hotel are in the intermediate. Smart city and food ordering is in advanced. So that's a whole lot of knowledge about you with Java projects. I hope you really liked this video and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this video was informative for you. Thank you so much for watching this particular video. I will meet you really soon. Bye-bye. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing. So make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on the video, any queries or suggestions, and I will respond to your comments.